This is your weekly tarot card reading from Born Without Boundaries Tarot. It is for Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising sign. There's always an extended reading that I hope you will join me for, and that link is attached at the very top of the description box below, as well as I will pin it also to the top of the comment section, or you can join the Unbound membership and you'll have access to the extended reading playlist that everybody actually has access to. They just won't play for you unless you're an Unbound member. So consider that, please. And remember, I make a new Leo video every single Friday, and it comes out at 8:30 a.m. Pacific time. That's over here on the west coast of the US. So if you subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell, you will get notified when I upload your favorite content. I also do a daily tarot card reading that you can live chat on. And I do that on my second YouTube channel, Astrology Motivation, and I'll attach the link above. So we got to talk about the astrology, and we got to talk about it because it's hard. It's very difficult energy for you, and it's been this way for a while. The sun, I just hate that your whole season, Leo season, has been so difficult, but it has. It's basically been square to Uranus and Mars, and opposite Saturn. Jesus. It's just like getting beat up constantly with your self-esteem, or with people, how people talk about you, or how you feel people are perceiving you, maybe never feeling like you're good enough. And I don't know, and please leave the comments below, because I'd be very curious to know, Leo. It's almost like imposter syndrome. Not like you real diagnosed with it, but like feeling like you just don't deserve. Almost getting to the point where it's so, it's after you so long at such a steady pace, as in the energy, or as in just people being weird around you, or people just letting you down, or disappointing you, or attacking you, or questioning you, that you just start to feel like, is something wrong with me? Is something the matter with me? Like, what is going on? No, there is not anything wrong with you. Of course, in any time of challenge, you are being called to step back and say, okay, well, how can I use this to my advantage? And how can I let this energy challenge me in a way that it'll make me stronger? So if you don't feel good enough, you will probably work harder. And if you are motivated to work harder, you might actually broaden your ability, right? So this could be a huge time of growth for you, as well as, kind of reassessing, well, why do I value these people so much? And maybe I wasn't around or with the right people to begin with. I mean, that could be happening too. But I really want to know how you're experiencing this energy, because it is so difficult. There are probably a lot of challenges with superiors, or people who think that they should be considered better than you, or at least your equals. There should be probably a lot of clashes with authority, and sometimes, especially with that square to Mars, just like feeling like you want to get things done, but they can never be good enough in a way. And unfortunately, fortunately, by the end of this week, Leo, that opposition to Saturn, which has been a real pain in the ass, will go away. But the square to Mars, I mean, holy crap, it follows you right through October. So there is going to be almost like a demon at your tail, just something that's always making you feel like not good enough, or like you're not good enough. And ultimately, squares are one thing. They're challenges to make you stronger. So that's what's happening. It's like, hey, something in your life maybe does need to be improved. And by the end of this, you will actually have improved, or change your perspective on things to a point where you start to reevaluate what you value. That's sort of the theme of what's going on in the cosmos right now. And it's happening to you through how you work, and what you work on, and what you see yourself good at, or what you've seen yourself as very talented at. And yet now it seems everybody's questioning you, or you're feeling like you kind of don't deserve maybe like I said, like imposter syndrome, like you're starting to question yourself or your own integrity. So yeah, let's get into the cards, because that's what the astrology is setting our sun up for. And it's really tough, and I'm sure that it's conflicted with you this whole month almost. Take time out. Don't you wish you could just take the next 2 months off? But this could also say, Leo, this could also be like that authority, that sense of maybe the universe is trying to tell you it's time for you to step back, because there are things that you haven't been paying attention to, or there are things that you have ignored because all of the things that you were ambitious for and chasing, it could be a call to allow the universe to swipe something away so that you don't get caught up in the swipe. Step back, something like that. Clear out the clutter. It's time for you to like take a step back and clean up your life, clean up your shit, clean up the things that are getting in your way that really are not necessary anymore and have become very cumbersome. Even the sense of, I feel like it's almost like how you feel about people. And do you even take them seriously anymore? Or do they hold any authority over you? And I don't mean real authority. Like, this is almost like that saying, don't ever meet your heroes. That kind of thing where it's like you're losing respect for people that you once looked up to. That kind of energy. And it's really causing you a great deal of upset and sorrow. Because you're a very loyal energy. You're a very loyal person. And you don't like to feel like you're betraying somebody. But it almost feels like in some ways maybe you are really shocked and surprised at the way that some people are behaving around you. And at one time, it was these people that you looked up to. And maybe even thought in some ways would stick up for you and protect you and have the same loyalties that you do. And loyalties seem to be shifting. So it's almost like a call to arms and a call to say, listen, back up, back away. Like if they want to be that way, then take that as a sign. This isn't a place that I belong anymore. And it's not about not winning. It's about realizing this acidic environment, this environment has become toxic for me. And it's not about winning or losing. It's about my own sanity and my own health. So taking a step back is kind of clearing out the clutter, like letting it take care of itself, like letting the trash take itself out type of energy. But it doesn't set right with you. It doesn't feel good. Okay, let's keep drawing cards. Leo. Be fearless and bold, that's Aries energy, and make your dreams real. This is saying you have committed yourself to a set of beliefs in who you are. An idea of the self. You've always believed in yourself before. It is really going to be challenging you to kind of try to make you back down and not, and I don't mean back down from the room that you're in or the people that you're around. I mean who you are and what you're made of. And I think that that's what I mean is like, this is when you leave the room. This is when you allow yourself to like let people say bye-bye. When it comes to the point where you would have to unmake who you are to stay in that room. And loneliness doesn't feel good for you guys. It doesn't. It's not a natural state of being. A leader needs the king needs his pride, you know? But ultimately, this is a sense of I've got to keep building who I am in my own image, in the image that I know that I have to create. I have to in order to maintain my personal integrity, I have to maybe back out or back away from or step away from even being in these conversations anymore. Just saying. Be fearless and bold is Aries energy. It is a strong statement. And I think that you are. I think that maybe you are extra motivated right now to fight back or to lash out. I want you to know, and I'm going to put a big warning up here for you because this can happen with Mars square the sun. Somebody could be setting a trap for you this way. They know it's a trigger. They know you're going to be pop-offish, especially now. And they're trying to entangle you and ensnare you and snap you up and trigger you. Why? Because your presence there, maybe they couldn't get you in the room any other way. Your presence there matters. Maybe you draw attention to them that they wouldn't have otherwise had. There could be a lot of reasons, Leo. But ultimately, this is definitely something you need to watch out for, because it's almost like, in a way, this energy, it's going to be really easy to use your own energy against you. Because it's going to make you feel so pissed and so angry that people you trusted seem to have got it all wrong, that ultimately your first reaction now is to fight. And honestly, that's what they want, because the fight is almost like the Hunger Games. It's entertainment for people, and they don't really care what happens to you. And even if you come out victorious, you really are just a pawn in their Hunger Games. You're not actually you anymore, because you don't hold any personal authority. You had to succumb to the fucking game and the rules that they prescribed for you. This is about maintaining your sense of integrity and composure, and realizing I don't even have to enter this game. I don't play games. And maintaining your sense of integrity by allowing them to pass you by, even if they're trying to tease you. They're trying to entice a reaction from you. That's exactly what's happening. It's like this little spider right here is trying to entice this badger. And spiders' webs don't catch badgers. Spiders don't eat badgers. So it's clearly a target that's way too big for them. But that's kind of what it is. It's like trying to take down somebody who's big or somebody who's bold, because it'll make them look extra good. That kind of energy. And I want you to be very aware of that. There is a sense of stay focused on what you're creating. This is actually a very creative time for you. And when Mars is square to the sun, the challenges could bring out a lot of beautiful creativity from you, as long as that's what you use it for, to initiate and inspire productivity in you. And I know it could be frustrating when you're dealing with other people and you can't be as productive as you want to be, but ultimately, as long as you're still hitting the drawing board and moving forward, even at a steady pace, it doesn't matter how slow it is, it matters that you keep moving. I say this all the time. It's like the universe doesn't care how fast you go. It just matters that you are continuing the pace. Why? Because you're actually the one setting the flow. You're the one creating the energy. So you go as slow as you need to, as long as you are moving. That's all the universe needs to see, because the universe is infinite. It's not sitting there saying, oh, that motherfucker better hurry up. You're the one that's linear. So you go as slow as you feel comfortable. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, let's get some more cards. Something to be aware of. That's 5 plus 6, 56 on the spider energy card. That's 11. It's wake up. It's wake up and realize. Like, wake up and see something that before had been kind of invisible. And at this point, it could be a web of sorts. And how everybody is connected and where you have to step. Basically seeing the very strands that make up the game. There is always enough. This is Piscean energy, which is, there's a lot of emotion. So emotions will be running high. There's also creativity, which we were just talking about, which is crazy that this card came out. There is so much creative energy in the air now. And that is precisely what you are being pushed to use right now. This is the perfect time to use this energy. And how do you use it? You just share what you're creating. I mean, that's it. Don't ask anybody's permission. You know, I mean, definitely brand it, definitely let people know where it's coming from so they don't steal your ideas. Co-create with spirit. This is you. This is difficult energy because it's such profound energy. This is you bringing something to the light, because that's what crows do. They carry the light out of the darkness. So it's like they carry the light on their back. So they bring things to light. So spirit is asking you to bring something to light that is really going to surprise a lot of people. And it's going to sort of throw them off and maybe make them not feel so comfortable. I don't know what this is about. Trust in divine detours. Or this might be you too, responding to, you know, what you've seen or what you realize. And it you know, it could be you, like you don't really feel comfortable with it yet. It's going to take some time, or maybe what you're being asked to do by spirit, especially stepping back and staying out of the way when all you want to do is be the one up front doing something about it. 555, I just saw, you gotta change your mentality on that. Or change your approach. That's kind of what it's saying. Change your approach. Trust spirit. Trust what you're being asked, and change your approach. Surprise them in a way that they can't really predict and wouldn't expect from you. Leo, damn. It's a different kind of battle. It's like the entire rules have changed. It's not the same kind of war. It's kind of an integrity war. You know, it's kind of what it is. Look at the big picture. This has something to do with Sagittarius energy in the past. And this is Sagittarius energy now. You may have seen this coming from a while away, or from even up to a couple of years ago. Just kind of sensed it and realized that on a global scale, you could see it coming. You could definitely, this could also represent the changes that have happened over the past 2 to 3 years, which have been profound, mostly because of the pandemic. And there's something about you that really does not trust what you're being asked to trust, or the changes that have been made. So let's get a little bit into it. It doesn't have to be directly with COVID, but I think that when you look at the big picture of your life, let's not even talk about global. When you look at the big picture of your life, there's something here that I don't know. It's like you don't like something that's changed. Let's see. We need to get down to the brass tacks. What's going on with Leo? There's delusion here. Delusional. Somebody's delusional, or somebody, this is and it's coming up in the future. So it's almost like, in some ways, you kind of predict that people are being led in the wrong direction. Faith is actually the right direction. But I think that it's the core of creation. It's like co-create with spirit. You're creating something that's actually going to help you and your loved ones become closer to their faith, closer to spiritual awakening, closer to sort of acceptance and I don't know, inspiration. You're just being called to create something. This is inspired. What are you inspired to do, though? Like, clarify this card, please. What's the gap? Yeah, you're fighting against people's fucking delusions. You're fighting against people's bullshit. That's what you're doing. Like, there's a whole bunch of craziness here that you want to wake people up from. And this could be family members and stuff too. There's something on the internet that's going on. Every time you review it, you see how we've lost a little bit more of ourselves. Maybe even in some ways a little bit more of our minds. You're definitely thinking globally. There is an instance here. Oh, stop. you have been seeing images in your head or having dreams of something in the past that really makes you feel like you're full of shit, and that it's almost like there's something here that you might be ashamed of, like you didn't do what you feel like you didn't do what you were supposed to do in a fight, and like, yeah, maybe you didn't feel like you responded the correct way, or you feel like you could have been braver or handled things differently, or that you should have been responsible for handling things differently. And this is really hurting you. It's really causing you to suffer. Deep down inside, I don't think you even want to talk about this, but it's this shame that might be driving you to drink too much, driving you to lose yourself in alcohol, driving you to try to escape. And that's really what you're struggling with. And that's really what might be the cornerstone and the core of why you're fighting everybody around you. Because the truth is, there's a part of you that doesn't feel good enough. There's a part of you that feels attacked, but at the same time feels you deserve to be attacked. You don't deserve to be attacked. You don't deserve to be attacked, but you hate yourself for this. And so this is what's necessary, and this is why the universe has been so hard on you. The only way to heal something is to honor it and feel it and face it. And there's something here that was buried deep. It could be coming out in dreams already. You could be reliving. It's like reliving a nightmare until you can finally like face it and share it. Tell people what you're feeling and what is horrifying you. This is going to be probably the bravest you've ever had to be, because this is something that you hate yourself for. And you assume other people will be disappointed in you, but that's what you've got to get off your shoulders. And ultimately, you're the one that's most disappointed. There is definitely forgiveness and resolution out here. I don't understand. I don't have to understand. This is definitely just something you're going through and what you feel. Let's go to the extended, and I hope that I can help more. I'll see you guys there.